Well, all of that kind of sucked. Sorry, guys. It looks like I disconnected all my Facebook stuff. Okay, we should be going live on Facebook now. No, that took away the whole countdown and everything else, right? So I'm not even sure if it worked correctly. All right, well, find out, I guess. All right, hey everyone, welcome to the Daily Reflection. Good evening, special Friday night edition. Um, I myself did not get up until 6 o'clock. Don't know what's going on. It's not like I went to bed really late. Not that I remember. I'll have to ask my wife. Um, but sometimes our bodies does that stuff, you know. Be kind of frustrating. I've been sick for a week and a half now. And yes, I'm on the mend. On the other side of this, gosh, I am falling behind on a lot of things. And like housework, man. I do not like my house being disheveled. That really bothers me. Um, I like my house organized, so that way when I go look for my nail clippers, I know where they're at. Things like that. So, all right, let's get started. Um, Today we're going to be talking about being rigorously honest, and I think that. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Getting less and less. Less and less. I'm down to like 3/4 of a pack now. I was at 2 packs. So getting better progress, right? Anyway, so honesty, I believe, always starts from within, no matter what the topic is. In the beginning, yeah, we're gonna be rigorously honest with ourselves about how we're living our lives, correct? But as we stay sober for a little while, we start to get into other types of honesty. Maybe somebody gave you the incorrect change back. Maybe there was, like for me, I had a lie I told forever, so long that I started to believe it, that I was related to Donnie and Marie Osmond. Right? No, I'm not. Okay, and that would come out of my mouth even while I was working a program of honesty. And I would have to correct that right then and there. Now I don't say it because I've realized that I am not related to Donnie and Marie Osmond. Um, I know I'm silly. People are like, why did you do that? Why did you pick like Ozzy Osbourne? Because Donnie and Marie Osmond, you'd believe me. People believed me. They wouldn't believe me if I was related to Donnie or Ozzy Osbourne. Come on. I grew up Mormon. We're all related. So, all right. So I'm going to read out of ODAT. ODAT is not about the rigorously honest, but I like to cover both these books lately. Um, but it does come down to the selfishness, which I think is, well, I think it is. I think it does kind of cover it. If I am troubled, worried, exasperated, or frustrated, do I tend to rationalize the situation and lay the blame on somebody else? I heard this the other day, and now every time I hear blame, this is what I think of. If you take me out of blame, all you have left is blah. And that just made so much sense to me. And it's really funny, too. Um, because really, that's what it comes down to. If I take me out of that situation, all I have left is blah, 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 me running my mouth, right? And every time I lay blame, I've got three more fingers pointing back at myself here. So even when it comes to looking to lay blame, there is no reason to lay blame. And not only that, but it's not your decision to make anyway. That is between that person and God. Okay. And it has nothing to do with you. Okay. Even wishing bad karma. Oh, well, watch your karma. I hate it when people say that. Well, your karma will get you. That's just wanting revenge. What, just because you're using a nice word, it makes the intent different? No. It doesn't change that, right? When I am in such a state in my conversation punctuated with he did, she said, they did, right? Like right now, I'm going through a situation with, where I have to have communication with certain people with a situation going on. And these people are not communicating back. And it has to do with my daughter. So, it makes me wonder, well, yeah, because this is what's happened in the past, right? So my mind goes back to, is this what's happening again? And I can't let myself go there. Okay. I don't know what's going on with these people. So who am I to judge? Or can I honestly admit that perhaps I'm at fault? Do I have some fault in this? If you do, fantastic. It means you can do something about it. If you don't, then you cannot do anything about it. See, good, bad, or indifferent, none of that makes any sense. It's what you can actually do about it. People really aren't liking what I'm saying on this one. My peace of mind depends on overcoming my negative attitudes and tendency towards rationalization. Will I try day by day to be rigorously honest with myself? Okay, now we're not asking, can you be rigorously honest with everybody else around you? Okay, why? Because if you're not honest with yourself, then you can't be honest with the people around you. It is entirely impossible to do. You can't have both. You can't live in that world. It doesn't work that way. May I catch myself as I talk in third person? He did, or they promised, or she said she would. And listen for the blaming that has become such a pattern for me and preserves my delusions. May I do a turnabout and face myself instead. Yeah. I like that. Do a turnabout, face yourself instead. Go look at yourself in the mirror, guys. I'm serious. Go look at yourself. Okay, today I'll remember honesty is the only policy, right? Do it. Take a look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself those questions. Am I being honest with myself? Am I doing everything that I can today to be a better person? Okay. You may not like some of the answers you get back. Okay. But just like, when we're going to, let's say people would say, you might have something, you might have cancer or something. So we got to go take a look, right? And all the different things that will pop through your head. Okay. Let's use what I'm going through right now. Okay. I'm going through colitis. Okay. This isn't just something, there is no determined amount of time with something like this, right? Okay, but before then, I didn't know what was going on. But once I found out what was going on, I was able to do something about it. Okay, does that make sense? So in the same sense, our honesty is the same thing. Where if you can do something about it, that means change in yourself. Almost always. In fact, I would go at 99%. All right, let's get to the daily reflections. The minute I stopped arguing, I could begin to see and feel right there. Okay, so we stopped arguing. We shut our mouth. We clear our mind. Dion, just shut up. You guys remember going through that? Dion, would you just shut the fuck up? I'm trying to get better here. And if you would be quiet for like 30 seconds, I could probably hear what this person is saying, right? I remember those days, man. And they were tough, but I got through them. So step 2 is about letting go and practicing letting go. So the first day, let's say you have a problem going on, right? And you need to let it go. You might let it go the first day. You're probably going to let it go like 50 times, right? Then the next day you're going to do 49 times, then 48, then 40. Okay. And it's going to slowly digress in this situation, right? And then one day you're going to turn around and be like, this is just none of my business. And you're going to go on with your day. And then at the end of the night, when you do your 10th step, you're going to come to the realization of what you did and how you handled that situation without even knowing it. I love this fucking program. I could begin to see and feel right there. Yep. If it's being done correctly, I call step 2, the grass is green. Okay. That means that we start to see color. We start to smell things that we didn't smell before. These used to be blocked from us. Getting up in the morning and just listening to the birds singing, or noticing that the grass is so freaking green and beautiful, and you just never fucking noticed this before because you were so delusioned. Step 2, gently and very gradually began to infiltrate my life. I can't say upon what occasion or upon what day I came to believe in a power greater than myself, but I can certainly have that belief now. To acquire it, I had only to stop fighting and practice the rest of AA's program as enthusiastically as I could. That's right. I do this with my kids and stuff all the time. Yeah, you can ride in my car, but my car runs on smiles, guys. So you better be happy riding in my car. Yeah, I do it with my grandkids all the time. Sorry, honey, this runs on happy faces. Right? Because our attitude can determine how we're going to take this program and what we're going to do with it. So I love my dog. She's like, just stays behind everything, but is there all the time. She never leaves. She doesn't leave my side. And she's actually my wife's dog, but I'm home all the time. And because I go through stuff, I think she kind of watches me and makes sure I'm okay. It's nice. I've never had that with a dog before, so I'm a cat dog. I'm a cat guy. That's right. Fucking meow. So to acquire it, all I had to do was stop fighting. That's it. Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of fighting, man? Aren't you tired of it? I did. I got so tired of it that I was ready to give up, which was the best thing that happened to me. I'd have to say that the best thing that came out of my mouth when I was newly sober was I don't know. We've been reading in step 2 a lot, so I'm going to kind of go towards the end of it so we can not repeat what we've been reading. To clergymen, doctors, friends, this is the last 3 paragraphs of step 2 in the 12 by 12. To clergymen, doctors, friends, and families, the alcoholic who means well and tries hard is a heartbreaking riddle. To most AAs, he is not. There are too many of us who have been just like him, and we have found the riddle's answer. The answer has to do with the quality of faith rather than its quantity. Please listen to this. Quality, not quantity. Okay? Quality, not quantity. Your car must be a Prius if it runs on happy. It's not letting me see anybody. I don't know who this is yet. So, because it won't let me go view off. Oh, here we go. All right. I guess I can go see who it is. We're going to find out. Sounds like Matt. Gary. There it is. All right. Gary said that. Yeah, guys, for some reason, when it's from my group, it says Facebook user. So if you want your name to come up, then you got to click the little link on there that says, I'm blah, blah, blah. But good to see you, Gary. I'm glad you're here, brother. So it has to do it with quality. Okay. So this has been our blind spot. We suppose we had humility when we really hadn't. We suppose we have been serious about religious practices when, upon honest appraisal, we have found we have been only superficial. Absolutely. Or going to the other extreme, we wallowed in the emotionalism and the mistaken for its true religious feelings. That's me, to a T, wallowing in. I went the opposite way. I would wallow, man. In both cases, we had been asking something for nothing. The fact was, we really hadn't cleaned house so that the grace of God could enter us and expel the obsession. In no deep or meaningful sense had we ever taken stock of ourselves, made amends to those we had harmed, or freely given to any human being without any demand or reward. We had not even prayed rightly. Okay, now I'm gonna, because this makes it sound like this makes it sound like you've already gone through some of the process. Okay, what we're talking about here is the willingness to go to any length. So are you willing to make an amends to the person you hate the fucking most in this world to stay sober? Are you? Go look at yourself in the mirror and answer honestly. If the answer is no, that's okay. That's all right. Are you willing? You don't have to. Are you willing? Okay. God's never put me in a situation where I got hurt. But then you have some people like Jill, and she did it, right? She did. She needed to do that for her program, right? But it started, but Jill, please, and correct me if I'm wrong, you probably didn't feel that way in the beginning, but willingness probably helped you get to that point, right? All right. Okay. Thanks, bud. I appreciate it, Gary. You look good too. Proud of you. All right. We had not even prayed rightly. We had always said, grant me the wishes instead of thy will be done. The love of God and man we understood not at all. Therefore, we remained self-deceived and so incapable of receiving enough grace to restore us to sanity. So we were blocking ourselves from the sunlight of the Spirit. We were blocking ourselves from happiness, from being truly free. And I know the difference because I have lived the life of both. Okay? And I know what both of them feel like. Few indeed are the practicing alcoholics who have any idea how irrational they are, or seeing their irrationality can bear to face it. Man, that's a tough one. Some will be willing to turn themselves problem drinkers, but cannot endure the suggestion that they are, in fact, mentally ill. That's admitting I had a disease was easier than saying I have another mental illness, right? This wasn't my first, but it was certainly the first that left me in denial. They're embedded in this blindness by a world which does not understand the difference between sane drinking and alcoholism. Sanity is defined as soundness of mind, yet no alcoholic soberly analyzing his destructive behavior, whether the destruction fell on the dining room furniture or on his own moral fiber, can claim sound of mindness for himself. No, we cannot. And that's the hard part. Being in the middle of that and needing to understand that us fighting and fighting and fighting is what's actually holding us back, and that what we had to do was give up. We had to say, enough. Enough is enough. I'm tired of fighting, God. I need your help. I need you to help me with this. My wife must be home because my dog's going crazy. See, she's gone. The only time my dog will leave me when the wife comes home. Therefore, step 2 is the rallying point for all of us, whether agnostic, atheist, hi babe, or former believer. We can stand on this step. True humility and an open mind can lead us to faith. And every AA meeting is an assurance that God will restore us to sanity if we rightly relate ourselves to him. And It wasn't that hard. I'm going to tell you something. All I had to do was be willing, and God met me. He did. He met me. I didn't have to go to him. After years of indulging in a self-will run riot, step 2 became nothing but a glorious release from being all alone. Wow. Right? We're not alone anymore. We don't have to do this alone. I don't think that anybody in this world should have to go through their shit alone. Okay. Now, there are some of us, like myself, who really like their time alone. Okay. I do, right? But that doesn't mean I want to. That doesn't mean I want to be lonely. It doesn't mean that, you know, when I go through my problems that I want to do it by myself. I don't like wallowing in that emotionalism that I was talking about earlier. Nothing is so painful as insurmountable in my journey now. Someone is always there to share life's burdens with me. Step 2 became a reinforcement with God. And I now realize that my insanity and ego were curiously linked. To rid myself of the former, I must give up the latter to one with far broader shoulders than my own. Far broader shoulders, meaning shoulders, being able to handle it. God. All right, guys. Wow. I didn't realize it had been that long. I just kind of started talking, and there we go. So 22 minutes later. Ooh. So, all right. Thank you guys for being here, even though it's pretty darn late. And I'll see you tomorrow for the daily reflection. I'm going to go roll the dice, see what time I'll be up, and we'll go from there. So I love you guys. Peace out and have a day. Bye.